Master Ball tier. It's the pinnacle rank for competitive Pokemon in-game. You may ask yourself, how was I able to get to Master Ball tier? Well, this is how. Before Season 1 first dropped, I was building a team focusing around the new Paradox Pokemon that were in the game, specifically the passive variants, as they go well with some teams due to their photosynthesis ability. However, it turns out Season 1 banned both Paradox Pokemon and Ruination Legendaries, so I had to build a different team from scratch. If you've been active on VGC for the last few weeks, you've noticed Dondozo was a force to be reckoned with my prior team actually struggling against it. I wanted to build a team around a new Pokemon, Armarouge, and not only that, I gave it the Mirror Herb item. Mirror Herb is an item that helps teach your Pokemon egg moves in this game. For example, giving your Azumarill Belly Drum. However, in competitive Pokemon, it's an item that copies any stat changes your opponent does in battle. I paired Armarouge with his right-hand woman, Indeedee. This is an Indeedee with no attacks, but instead has skill swap. For the Mirror Herb strategy to work on Dondozo, I would have to change its ability. Dondozo carries Unaware, which is a way to ignore stat changes that happens on your side of the field. I would skill swap Dondozo, then skill swap Armarouge to give it Unaware, which actually worked most of the time. I would then use another new Pokemon, Flamigo. Flamigo's signature ability, which is also a hidden ability for some reason, Co-Star, copies your ally stat changes. With this technique I have crafted, it will go in our favor. Last but not least, I would add Garchomp, Hydreigon, and Rotom Wash on his team for a classic Disquake Levitation combination. This team would eventually carry me to the Master Ball tier. But how easy was it to make this team? Well, the first problem was that both Armarouge and Hydreigon were exclusive to Pokemon Scarlet, and I was playing Pokemon Violet. Luckily, you can join Terra Raid dens, and there's a good chance you can encounter these version exclusives. There were 6-star raids, which grants 5 guaranteed perfect IVs, so that saved me from having to bottle cap any Pokemon. Speaking of bottle caps, you can just buy some for $20,000 in this game, which was nice. The next problem was 3 Pokemon needed their hidden abilities. I was able to get ability patches from raids and trades, so I have Garchomp with Rough Skin, Flamigo with Co-Star, and Armarouge with Flash Fire. So yeah, when I caught the Armarouge, it had its hidden ability, and the IVs and modest nature were too good not to pass up, so I wasted an ability patch on it. What about Indeedee? Well, I was lucky enough to find a male Indeedee with its hidden ability in a 5-star raid, so I caught it and bred it until I got one that was female and with its hidden ability Psychic Surge. The next thing were Terra types. I needed specific types for Armarouge and Hydreigon. Luckily, I found a Steel type Hydreigon raid, but my god, it was a pain to grind grass Terra shards for Armarouge. Like, getting its hidden ability wasn't enough. EV training was tedious, but I would count how many EVs my Pokemon gained from my power points. By the time I made this team, the Charizard raid was out and it gave out a bunch of calcium, so that definitely sped up the EV training process. Battle items were pricey, but they were still affordable. The movesets were also manageable. The only annoying thing was to get the Protect TM 6 times and having to trade an ability patch. Could have used for the Nasty Plot TM. To get Nasty Plot, you would have to take a class, I don't know which one, and then you would have to complete this side quest, which involved capturing the 4 Ruination Legendaries, which was asinine for 1 TM. But after I had my movesets, the last thing I had to get were PP ups, which I needed 72 of. It takes 3 PP up to max out the PP of a single move, and PP ups are $10,000. So you essentially needed $720,000 to max out everything. A good way to do this was to grind the Ace Academy tournament, the Pokemon holding the Amulet coin, so you could get somewhere around $500,000 per hour by ending up grinding 7-star Charizard raids and getting ability patches and selling them, as well as any additional items I had in my bag, which I didn't need. And there we go, a fully competitive team. Took way longer than it should have. For real though, I had lots of fun making this team in game, and if you want to use it for yourself, Here's the code, and the Poke Paste is in the subscription if you want to use it on Pokemon Showdown VGC Ladder. I'll see you guys in the next video.